Hi guys, I haven't done a video in a while. Just wanted to give maybe a 4,000 mile overview of the bike and my thoughts. I haven't had a motorcycle in over 10 years. But once I saw this DCT model, Gold Wing, it's a 2021 Gold Wing DCT automatic, I really thought that would be great. I have trouble with upshifting with my left foot, so this worked out really nice, and it's so simple to drive. I have a couple options on here that I would highly recommend that they work out great, but any kind of highway peg, but I would get highway pegs for sure. These are Gold Strikes. And then the helibar riser thing that rises the handlebars up a little bit and back worked out good for me. I'm about 5'11", 165 pounds. Inseam at 31 inches. I sit comfortably on the bike. My feet flat-footed. I got the backrest too. That's another big plus, especially in sport mode, because I swear you'll get blown off the bike if you gas it too quickly and you have no backstop. And it's easier to wash down. I just washed it down yesterday. There's still some bug stuff. I went on for a little cruise, but I just hose it down with a light hosing, and you can just see the dirt just rinse right off, and then just wipe it down with a towel. So anyhow, I'm going to go for a spin to the vet to run an errand for the wife, and it's a nice little ride. It's nothing too spectacular, but shouldn't take that long, about 15 minutes. So sit back and relax. A lot of times I have to run this light because the sensor doesn't trigger. And so this will be one of them. Oh, it did trigger that time. So some of my observations as I've owned the motorcycle, initially it felt heavy. It's 800 pounds, and because I hadn't ridden in a while, so I wasn't leaning enough on corners, just really rookie mistakes. So it would make it more exciting, like might not be ready to turn that corner quite yet. And then I learned one thing with this motorcycle that's really helpful is because there's no clutch, you use the foot brake combined with the gas to generate low speed torque, so that you can really control the speed with your foot brake, basically at low speeds. And also, like when I'm cornering, I'll always have my foot ready on the brake so I don't get high on the corner, and that's worked out great. And that took away a lot of the anxiety initially I felt along. Another thing would be the wind factor. This bigger windshield. It's 20-inch wide and it's 20 inches high, but it's adjustable. But that's helped a great deal. Even when it's down low, because the top part of the windshield kind of bows forward, it really does do a good job of deflecting the wind up over you without blocking your vision whatsoever, But with the setup I have now on the bike, I can ride for hours and hours. I can do 5-hour runs, out, just spend the whole day riding around, and it's very comfortable. easy to do the oil change. You definitely need to get a Bluetooth headset. That's a big plus. You can just talk to the bike and using the headset and navigate, go to places you want to go and have the navigation system talk to you. The stereo system is really nice. I mean, for being on a motorcycle with a helmet on, I was really impressed. I really love music, and I can't run music when I'm videoing you with you guys, but because there's an issue with YouTube. But normally that's what I'm doing. I'm riding with the stereo going, and with Apple CarPlay, I can launch the music app that I use and play music all day long through that, through my phone, and that's really nice. And Apple CarPlay really makes a big difference as far as when you're navigating. Also, if you use the navigation system that comes with the bike, it's not as user-friendly and it's not as easy, I think, to follow where you need to go. The CarPlay one is much easier to understand. They give you a lot of heads up. Like they'll say, don't take right on this light, go through this light and take the next right, that kind of thing. So it gives you a good heads up. Yeah, so the weight of the bike, 800 pounds, it's very low. The weight is very low on the bike, so it's not like one of those things where once it starts to get tipped, it's going down. There is a point where that's going to happen, but it's not, you've got margin for error. And the cornering everything is smooth. The DCT transmission is really amazing. In tour mode, it's pretty much perfect. If you start running it in econo mode, you'll notice that it'll stay in the higher gears when you're going up a hill or something. So that's where you can jump in and just do use the manual. You can downshift with your thumb right here, and you can upshift with your index finger right here. So you can just take over during those times when the econo mode feels like it's lugging. But this engine has a lot of torque, so it can handle a lot of that, a lot of lugging. But I still just feel I can hear it. The engine's in pretty low RPMs for what I'm trying to do, and then if I try to give it a little gas, it's kind of real sluggish, so I'll just kick it down a gear, and then it feels more like I'm running in the right RPMs for that situation, But yeah, I'm 64 years old, and I was hanging around the house a lot. I love to golf and doing a lot of golf, and then in between golfing, I wasn't really doing much, retired and everything, and this has been a life changer for me. It's such a fun bike to ride. It really is a fun bike to ride. I've had bikes my whole life, dirt bikes, off-road bikes. I did a lot of enduro riding, and then I went to street for a little while with a Kawasaki. I think it was an 1100. It's like a Harley cruiser style bike, and I ran into issues because I was using it, to commute, and that was a problem because people, when you're driving during commuting hours on a motorcycle, it can be pretty squirrely, and for that matter, it's all the time. People just don't see you, even if they're looking right at you. I've done it to a motorcycle myself, and so I know you really can't blame them. Some of it is negligence, but I honestly was looking for traffic. Just like this is a perfect example. I pulled up to a light just like this, and the light turns green, and a no, I take that back. It was a stop sign. So I pulled up to the intersection. I'm looking to my left. I see nothing. Look to my right, see nothing. Look back to my left, see nothing. I start to go, and my bumper just barely missed hitting the motorcycle as it went zooming by in front of me. So when I'm riding now, I just pretend I'm invisible. I don't get upset at people, because unless it's a really bad thing that, you know, they almost like intentionally cut me off or something, which is very, 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 very rare. I don't get upset with anybody, because I realize I was them. You know, motorcycles can blend right in with the background. So I pretend I'm invisible and I ride accordingly. You know, I'm extra careful that way, but you know, you can't be too careful, because that can get you in trouble too. You know, so. But that's been working, and I try to avoid driving during rush hour when things are pretty crazy, you know. And that also, so it's nice, and where I ride, I try to ride where there's not a lot of traffic, except for when I'm going to the veterinarian like I am now. But anyhow, so I'll just kind of, this road is a fun little road. It's not too twisty turny, but it's a nice little cruise. And that'll take us somewhere near the vet. So enjoy the ride. Pluses this bike offers. One of the negatives, the only negative I can think of actually, is the horn position. It's right here where my thumb is, and normally it thumbs down like this. So if I have to get to the horn, I tend to like hit the blinker switch instead, and that's troublesome. So one thing I've decided is, if I get in a near situation that I might need to use the horn, I just keep my thumb right there and just rest it right on the horn. And if need be, I can just blast it, you know, instantaneously versus search and blast. And it's a nice loud horn too. It's very like a car horn, you know. trips yet, but I'm thinking of, very shortly of doing a San Diego to the Grand Canyons trip. So I figure I'll cruise out there and then stay the night and then cruise around the Grand Canyon. Probably see some of it also the day I land. Stop at Prescott, and go back roads the whole way to stay off the highway. I heard it's a nice ride. There's some really nice sections, very scenic sections. So my buddy's gonna he lives part-time in Prescott, so, and other time he lives here in San Diego, so he knows that route really well. And so I figure I'll do some videos of sections of the ride that are nice, have some nice scenery, you know. So we're just east of like Del Mar area, Torrey Pines Beach area. And we're inland, probably about 15 minutes or so from the ocean, maybe 20 at the most. And as you head further east, the weather, you'll see the temperature just tick up, get away from the coastal breeze. I was in Ramona yesterday. It was 70 something here along, in this area. Then it was 92 in Ramona, which is probably about a 40-minute ride inland from the ocean. This is Mira Mesa, which runs west to east, and it's extremely popular. There's a lot of great Vietnamese restaurants along this stretch, and a lot of fast food restaurants, a lot of good restaurants in general. Good ramen places and Crab Hut. I love crab. So this place like Crab Hut is really good. I love them. They're kind of pricey though. And Menya Ultra for ramen. And Mana Barbecue for Korean barbecue, all you can eat, which is really good. That's a huge pig out. And those three restaurants, Crab Hut, Menya Ultra, and Mana Barbecue, are located right near each other, all right on this road. Two of them are on one side of the street at a mall, and the other one's on the other side of the street, directly across from it in another mall. Almost there. Yeah, so often when I'm on the bike, like yesterday, two people stopped me and wanted to talk about the motorcycle. We chatted for about a half hour. So that part of it's a lot of fun too. People that haven't seen this bike, I've only seen one other Honda Gold Wing in this area. It was the same color and everything. But generally there aren't many around, so when people see it, they think it's a cruiser that, you know, people guess might be an Indian or something. And then they find out it's a Gold Wing, and they go, that, you know, that's a sporty looking Gold Wing. Yeah. People have stopped me. I've been at a light a couple of times, waiting at a red light, and the truck next to me, I hear all this yelling. I look up, and the gentleman driving the truck is, "Hey, I got one of those too. Isn't it awesome?" And it's a lot of fun. Anyhow, okay, hope you guys enjoyed yourself. See you next time. Bye.